What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Cream City Curveball. It's your man Justin down here in North Carolina.
Pipe bomb here in the good land. Hey, Justin, your boy got all swagged out today.
Hey, we in the building.
What you think about that?
Cream City Curveball. Oh, whoops.
Hey.
This is why you
Love
don't,
it. Thank you. Thank you.
man. My guy, man. This is why you don't listen to that aggressive ass hip hop before you get on the air. Because I almost said it's Cream City's Curveball, bitches. What I said. We in this joint. It's a great night. It's a good night. Up there in the great land with my man Pipe Bob holding it down for us, man. We just gonna get right into it, man. We appreciate all of y'all that are gonna give us topics that you want us to discuss for a future show since you didn't respond yet, but we know they're coming and we appreciate all of y'all. And if you have comments, go ahead and put them in. If you have topics, go ahead and put them in the comments. Follow us on all of our social medias. Just dial Cream City Curveball. You'll see one of our mugs, and you know it's us. It's the guys. It's your boys. It's your play cousins. Let's get right into this Pat Murphy stuff, man. We've heard everybody in the world. Everybody has their takes and stuff like that. Pipe Bomb said it's the best damn Brewers podcast on air. I concur with that last episode. So let's get into it, Pipe. Let's talk about it. You need to hear what us two think. Pat Murphy benches Cooper Pratt, said he did not hustle out a ball that went down the line and did not hustle it out and run, and he should have been at second base, is what Pat Murphy originally said. Also said that Cooper was supposed to get down the bunt, did not get down the bunt, pulled the bat back on the strike two that was right down the middle. Was pissed about that. He did, however, go back and watch the tape, came back the next day, and he said that he was wrong, that Cooper couldn't have been the second base, and he was kind of busting it coming out of the batter's box. So what do you think about all this Cooper Pratt stuff, Pipe? And I'm sure we're going to disagree, so let's get to it.
Okay, so I don't necessarily. Okay, so the fact that he didn't get the bunt down, he tried the first one, fouled it off. Second one, he pulled the bat back, and it was a strike, basically kind of middle. And then he swung away and on the third one. So, I guess Murphy's problem is that he sat there and pulled the bat back on middle. Dude, the way I see it, and granted, I didn't play any baseball past Little League, but for being a fat, round kid, man, I could get a bunt down and waddle my ass to first and usually beat the throw. So I don't think it's that hard. I know that Little League on the mean streets of Oak Park, Illinois, they weren't throwing 95, 98 at me. There wasn't a whole lot of movement on little Johnny's pitches and stuff coming in, but so I'm sure it's a little bit harder. But I was making a lot less than these guys are making now. In fact, I wasn't making nothing. I didn't have an NIL deal, if you believe that.
That's
It was
crazy, bro.
crazy. Yeah,
That's
man, it was rough
crazy.
times, bro. Rough times, man.
Sue the people from back in the day. Pipe deserved an NIL deal for real.
Dude, I had to ride my bike to those games. Like I didn't have a chauffeur. I didn't have, it was crazy, man. But somehow we made it work, and look at me now. But
Uphill both ways.
okay. So do I necessarily agree with why he benched Cooper Pratt? No. He didn't get the bunt down. Did that suck? Yes. Was I yelling at the TV? Yes. Because again, I don't think it's that hard to put a freaking bunt down. This is what you do for a living. So, if you worked, and I know these guys are in the clubhouse, they're at the freaking park 10, 12 hours a day, all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that the effort isn't there. But if they were sitting there and if Cooper Pratt put in a good 8 to 10 hour day, like Jimmy the roofer does across the street, or the construction worker who lives next door to you, or and all that stuff, and sat there and just had a pitching machine putting bunts down and all that, you can't tell me that you wouldn't be good at it. So, I understand it from that standpoint. As far as, the pop out and supposedly not busting his ass out of the box and stuff like that, he did okay. getting down the line on that. He looked funny running. It was one of those like, "Oh, I think it's going to go foul," and then it was he looked funny. Um,
Slew foot.
so my problem is,
Uh-oh.
and I understand it. Okay, you want to sit there. Murphy's got a lot of young dudes. Always has, always will. And if he's still the manager 10, 15 years down the road, he's going to have about the same amount of young guys and stuff on the roster because that's the way the Brewers have to do business. So I understand that you got to sit there and set this expectation. I have seen multiple times this season of William Contreras dogging it, straight dogging it and not putting any freaking effort in. Sitting there, hitting the same kind of ball, little pop up on the infield. He runs 45 feet down the line and goes straight to the dugout and doesn't even touch first base. So, and
Hmm.
nothing happens to him. However, Yelich, he's struggled this entire season. Had the day off today. Offense is great in the game tonight. But he's basically written in marker into the lineup. So I understand that there's superstar rules. I understand that, you can't treat everybody the same. There's a reason why Murphy can go out into the media and trash player A, but he doesn't do that to player B because there's certain ways that guys react. Some respond well to it, some it would break their hearts and hurt their poor little feelings, and you got to do a little bit nicer of a tactic to reach them. So I understand it. It's just a blatant double standard. And that's my kind of problem with it. If you're going to get on people for dogging it, and Murphy thanks Contreras in at least 85% of all his press conferences after the game. Oh yeah, what a great game by William, and we've heard it a million times already this season. You got to hold those guys accountable, as well. You got no problem holding Pratt, holding Freelick, holding Durbin
Bro,
when he was still here, Sproat,
Gasser,
Gasser. You took him out in the middle of an at bat,
Toby
but
Meyer.
well, yeah, man. Toby as he still got a raw deal, but just be fair about it. Be fair about it. So, do I have a problem with him sitting there and doing it? No. Is it kind of a bad look on Murphy? Yeah, just because it's not equal.
Damn, man, I thought we were gonna disagree and stuff, and I don't even have anything to say. You said everything I was gonna say.
Shit, you should have asked yourself the question first.
I know. I asked the damn questions, and I just assumed you were gonna. Hey, but one thing that we can't do right, and this is what I'll say. So number one, let's talk about closing out that baseball game. I think if Cooper Pratt's in that game, he doesn't throw that ball away like David Hamilton. I don't know if we'll get a chance to get on with Timmy tonight, man, but I do want to say that I definitely was living in the moment. Shocker, right, Pipe? For me,
You're a lot more emotional about this stuff than I am.
for sure. For sure. You're always even kill, and I'll text you a call. Half the time you don't even respond to me because you're like, man, F out of here with that bullshit. I don't even wait.
There are sometimes yes, you read my mind. Yeah.
I just Tim asked me a question on the show the other day, and he said, "Is there a role for David Ortiz on his team?" And I said, "No," emphatically. He can't
David
build.
Hamilton. Yeah.
Who would I say? Daryl,
David Ortiz.
him too. He can't play no more. But no, David. Damn, now fucking David Hamilton. David Hamilton. Lord have mercy. Yeah, and I said no. I said the only thing he can do is bunt and he can run bases. However, since I've said that, he has been fielding his ass off, splashing some leather. But one thing about Murphy, and we may not agree with it, and I do think if Cooper Pratt is in the game at the end of game one, that game at least goes into the top of the 11th. But then again, we can revert back. And I think we were talking about it during the game, and that's terrible for us to go live during the game. Like, that's just terrible. Like, I'm too emotional. I'm pumping my fist up. I'm hyped. And then I'm like, oh man, I want to throw some stuff. I still can't find the curveball that I threw across the room the other night, man. Like, it's rough out here with the game on Pike. But I think we go to at least to the 11th. But let me make up a word. Regardless of the fact, I was going to say irregardless, but regardless of the fact, or the fact of the matter is this: you gotta get the guys in and runners in scoring position. Point blank, period. No way around it. We're not talking about David Hamilton. We're not talking about Cooper Pratt. If the Milwaukee Brewers execute like they did game 2, game 3, that's what I got for you, dog, for game 1.
Yeah, with game one, Hamilton, you know, when that ball was coming to him, it was like you could see the sheer terror in his face. And that is not a good look when you're a professional ball player. It was
I can't
sheer
do
terror. And he shat down his leg and
Yeah,
fucked the play all up, and the Brewers
yeah.
lose. Okay. So a lot of people, I think, are using the end result, um, and letting that dictate whether they agree or disagree with polling of Pratt, which is not what you should do. Either they're two separate things.
Mm-hmm.
If you agree with, you can agree with yanking Pratt out of the game, and then you can also have a different take on Alexander Hamilton and the sheer terror and panicking and playing like a low level little leaguer on that ball. Those should be two separate takes and not equal. Like the result of the game and the result of that play should not affect how your take on the other one. Um, if I was Murphy, Hamilton would still be riding Pine because of that. We saw him take the spill in the Little League game. We saw him with the sheer terror in game one versus the Mets. Yet there's no repercussions on him. But because Pratt couldn't get the freaking bunt down, and sorry if my camera's shaking, the mascot is sitting here rubbing up against the screen. Uh, if because Pratt couldn't get the bunt down, and Murphy's mistake on busting down the line on that ball that dropped just inside the right field line, and thinking that Pratt should have been on second instead of on first, that he ended up you know reversing his thoughts on that the next day. But Hamilton deserved to get benched too, and so again, if you're going to sit there and do the Bo Ryan, you commit a turnover, you're coming out. You sit there and have a stupid foul. Time to ride some pine. Sit next to me, bro. If Murphy's going to go that way, then at least be fair about it. It just doesn't seem fair the way that some people get away with absolute freaking murder. Yelich has sucked all season long. Joey Ortiz has sucked for 70% of the season so far. He's been phenomenal. He's doing a lot better now. Shit, he hit six tonight. So he's starting to reap the benefits of having a hot bat lately. So if you're gonna sit there and do that, just make it equitable, make it fair, and go after these guys who deserve to get sat down. We've seen him move down Yelich. We've seen him move down Contreras now. So finally, there's starting to be some repercussions on bad play with dudes with actual names. I just don't just pick on a little guy if you're not going to pick on a big guy. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I wholeheartedly agree with everything you just said. But one thing that we cannot kind of fault Murphy for is I agree with you. He shouldn't have been set. But if you looked at game 2, Pratt was sprinting out of that box like crazy. And if you look at game 3 tonight, he fouled a ball off of his shin, was damn near limping, but he made sure one thing: I'm gonna bust my ass at every base possible. So, and we won 2 games since it. And even with the whole Johei Ohtani thing, shout out to Tim Allen, he held serve on it, and now the kid's not going to cover off the ball. We saw an amazing triple tonight. Beat Daniel Ewing, hit the ball over his head. Not a lot of guys in pro baseball say they could do that. But before we jump into game 3, because we're all excited. Let's get to game two. Pipe, you know what my favorite rapper is?
Young Lil Buck G Unit. Is it him?
In terms of the Brewers scoring 8 runs, who's my favorite rapper? That's a better question for you.
Lil Snowman.
Yeah, Big Snowman, Big Snow, Young Jeezy.
I Snow.
Yeah. 8-1. That was Jeezy's ad lib. Yeah. So hopefully we don't get sued for that. But anyways, Brewers put up 8-1.
It wasn't that Master P.
No, he was
Oh, so there's a difference between yeah and
for sure.
shit. I need to get into some rap. I just make up some crazy ass sounds and get paid.
Shout out to Lil Cupcake, Big Cupcake, whatever that lady name is. One time for the one time. We had too much fun in this shit, though. We had too much fun. Game two, Brewers did everything that we were supposed to do. Beat the Mets. They suck. They're terrible. Bryce Terang with a home run. Big shot, Bryce. And then what do you know? Game three, he's out the lineup. What'd you see in game two, my brother?
Well, game two was nice, man. It was great that the Brewers sat there and had an 8-1 win, had a laugher. It was nice to see because they're so rare for us in Brewer Nation here. When you throw four on a board in the second inning, and you sit there and you get you give your pitcher something to work with, and obviously you expect your starter to go more than one pitch in a game. So the Gas Man, Bob Gas, that's just BDE is what
Mm,
he brought to the mound with him there. To
hello,
sit
Subway.
there, come in cold, not think, yes, there's a possibility you're going to pitch tonight, but you don't think that you're going to be throwing the second pitch of the game. For him to come in there and do what he did, shit, that was good stuff right there. The offense jumping out was great to see, but Gasser coming in with putting in there's big onions, man, big onions right there. Good on Gasser, man. That was great.
No, for sure. And that's what I definitely want to hit on as well. Robert Gasser, absolutely amazing pitching performance. And we just talked about it when we were recapping the end of game one that we kind of missed because we were watching it live and you know how the emotions get. Uh, Gasser was one of the guys that was in Murph's doghouse for a brief moment and he found a way to rebound. Bryce Terang again, big stick Bryce going yardo. Bunch of singles, man. We had a bunch of singles in that game. Right now, since we're gonna fast forward to game three, unless you had anything else on game two for our fast forward.
No, no, that was nice. It's funny how we get all wild and crazy and shit when they lose a 2-1, a 3-2 in extras, and then they win 8-1, and we're like, yeah, no, that's about it. It was nice.
Nothing to see here, buddy. Let's get to game three. Shit, our old asses need to go to bed anyway. Game three, we called my boy Young Jeezy up again with an 8-2 win. But the whole reason why I kind of wanted to segue into game three, because I wanted to make sense. Andrew Vaughn now has a 10-game hitting streak, and they're all singles. Any way you can get it, though, I'm cool with it, man. Big Vaughn Mower, big Vaughn energy. King Vaughn, not the one from Chicago, RIP to him, but the one from Milwaukee. That's our guy. That's our boy. That's the new King Vaughn. Uh, just phenomenal performance over these last 10 games. And even in the bad games, the good games, he finds a way to put ball to bat, move runners, do things. Right now, we're in a hot streak. I see William Contreras starting to heat up. Well, allegedly Bryce Terang was heating up. And we want to talk about him being benched today, but we'll get to that in a second. Jackson Chourio heating up. Jack had a crazy game today. 2 home runs. Xavier Curry trying to throw a high fat. Bro, I'm going to shut the hell up till these dudes stop swinging at pitches. Because that was another thing I said the other game one. I said the pitch was from your nose to your nipple. You shouldn't swing on it. I thought I was going to get kicked off the air for that too. But Jack just hit one out tonight from his nose to his nipple, bro. So I'm going
Yeah,
to shut up and let him hit, man. He got quick hands, bro.
yeah, no, he does. You just obviously hope the eye, is better because, Yes, did he have success with that tonight in Game Three? Yes, he did. Are you going to have long term success if you're swinging at nasty cheese like that? Uh-uh. So, it's you got to sit there and that's why, Murphy sits there and makes it, he dumbs it down. Not all those guys and it's not just on the Brewers. A lot of baseball players are are dummies. And so when you sit there and you break the game down as simple as possible, there's a chance that some of these guys will understand it. A lot of these dudes, thank God they can hit a ball coming in at 98, or thank God that they can throw 98 because they ain't going to cure cancer. So when you sit there and your philosophy is swing at strikes and take balls, no pause, whatever you want, that's something that even the dumbest dude on your team should understand. And so it's a very simplistic way of looking at the game, but it's very smart because you sit there and you increase your chances of better success at the plate. We talked about a little, briefly about all the singles and stuff that the Brewers have hit lately. Um, Shit, what they have like yesterday, six singles in a row or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, you're right.
You know, um, Scored a bunch of runs, get a laugher of a victory. So, it doesn't have to be Sports Center top 10 like anybody watches Sports Center anymore. But you know what
Yeah,
I
they
mean?
give me
Like,
that too.
yeah, it doesn't have to be Twitter highlight after Twitter highlight. It could just be a freaking single here and there. And all of a sudden, the next thing you know, you scored four or five in the inning, and the game you're pulling away, and you're going to walk away with an easy win. So, it's great to see. Now, also, another quick thing here with game three. You talked about it before we hopped on here. Okay, so Murphy benches Pratt because supposedly he wasn't running out and then he changed his mind the day after. But the message was obviously delivered and heard not only by Cooper, but even by old ass Gary Sanchez, because that dude showed up with a fully charged hover round here in game three. That scooter was turbo. He went first to third on a play. He beat out like a fielder's choice, two of them.
Twice. Yeah.
You know, like what in the hell happened with him? So, is it because of the Pratt benching that all of a sudden Sanchez decided to sit there and plug in his hover around and soup that bad boy up and start moving around the bases? I can't say yes for sure, but I can't say no either.
Nah, man, Gary was moving, man. And I just think, man, I went to that Nationals game with Lil Drew a few months ago, or it was a while ago, summer. And you talk about the hot dog, and you remember I was livid. I called you after the game. I could not believe Contreras and Sanchez in back-to-back at bats did not run it out, and there was a chance because remember, dude kind of fumbled the ball. So absolutely right. Gary Swift Feet Sanchez is his new nickname for us, man. He was moving and shaking, man. And then lastly, just the Miz be mizzing. He just be mizzing now. And Mike Mizanin, you ever heard of him?
Uh-uh.
That's the WWE wrestler, The Miz. We're gonna call you Mike Mizanin from now on. Cause sorry, Pimpin, but he's still your nickname. He's better than you. He's a better baseball player in a year and some change than you've ever been as a WWE superstar. How about that? He's pretty epic, man. Cool dude, man.
Hey, now, okay. I love Mizorowski. That's my Polish brother, cousin Jake right there.
You about to jump off the
Um,
bridge. You about to jump off the bridge. I know it's coming.
Hey
Go
man,
ahead.
don't forget where Miz got his start at, homie.
Where? Real
On
world?
Big Brother, greatest show on TV, just had
No.
their
He's real
thousandth
world.
episode.
No, he's
Uh-uh.
real. Yeah, Miz is real world. He
He
was
was on
real.
Big Brother, I thought.
No, 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 no. He's real. He's real world.
Man,
He's
you're gonna
real
make
world.
me ask Siri.
That's that bitch.
Uh,
I guarantee.
was the wrestler Miz on Big Brother?
What she say?
Uh, oh shit, no, that was that dude Jesse.
They all the same.
Yeah.
He was a
Yeah.
2001 cast member on The Real World Back to New York.
Well, I watched that when that was on too, so I got my things mixed up there. Yeah, that was Jesse, who was a wrestler on Big Brother.
See, now y'all see why Pipe Bomb likes all this drama with Pat Murphy, because he watched all this goddamn drama on TV. He watches Big Brother Head in The Real World, Road Rules, The Challenge. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell all y'all something. Pipe, if I had to guess, judging this brother right now, he's Team CT too. I guarantee you are.
He was great. Him and Trishelle were awesome on the Traders. I used to hate CT when I did watch the challenge. I haven't watched that in years, but now that I'm more sophisticated and have refined tastes, drink my drinks with the pinky up. You know what I'm saying? But I was never really on Team CT when he was on the challenge and stuff because he always came off as a total douche, but he was really good, and him and Trishelle worked together really well on the Traders, which is a great show. I like that one too.
So what we're gonna do later on, we're gonna rank our guys from Real World, all that stuff, Road Rules, Challenge, all that stuff. We'll give you a couple few that we like at the end of the show, since this is Pipe's area, man. We're in his ballpark. Let's get into this minor league topic. You see how? Wait, let me pause it for a second. You see how it is when we win two back-to-back games against a bum-ass team like the New York Suburbans. We're talking about the Real World. We're talking about Mike Mizanin. We're talking about all that. You all that follow us and watch us religiously. Game one, we had to just shut it down because I was trying so hard not to piss my mom and my dad off and drop these F bombs out of here, man. So, now we're happy. My look, we're smiling. Anyways, back to the topic. Let's get to the minors, man. The thing that you care the most about. We know you're a minor league worshiper. You watch everything. You want to Alexander Frias update while we're here?
Yeah, no,
I know.
no,
I'm
he's
playing.
dead to me now, man. What the hell I care what he does?
I'm playing. I'm playing. I did want to. I did hear a topic. I forgot who said it, so sorry. Apologies for stealing your topic. But and then I've been watching the what do you call it? You call it the Twitter machine. There's a lot of people saying that Andrew Fisher and Jesus Made have been figured out in Double A. That's why the promotions have stopped. So I guess Andrew Fisher hurt him today, Pipe. Hit his 40th jack of the year. So I just want to spend a little bit of time on that. 40 home runs for a minor league player. When's the last time we'd had a Milwaukee Brewer hit 40 home runs?
Whew. Yeah, it's been a little bit. It's been a little bit.
Any guesses?
Was it Prince?
I haven't looked it up yet. Let's put the camera on the screen. I'm typing it in right now. I'm gonna say it was what's his name? Gary Carter, the big brother that played first base after Prince.
Okay.
That's who I'm gonna say was the last 40 home run hitter. But go ahead, keep going. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
That's the thing is that, okay, so there's a big jump in talent between low A, high A, double A, triple A, so it's normal that these guys are going to come up. They're seeing pitchers they haven't seen before. So, it makes perfect sense that, I don't know, it's hard to call a 40 home run season that like he's struggling a lot. Obviously, he's not, and he's still got the results. It's exciting that these guys are great because obviously we got the best team in all of baseball, best record, number one seed so far, all that kind of everything is sunshine and rainbows. Um, even when if the Brewers play bad in back-to-back games, you want to fire everybody.
Okay.
Um, you know, but the future is still so good because of what's coming behind the guys that are up now. So, yes, it's great. But I don't think that for the most part, a lot of us really thought, Tim Allen went on a week long, kind of campaign to get Fisher up here, to give the big league squad a boost of energy and all that. And it's also amazing how now all of a sudden we think that our offensive woes are solved because we scored 8 in back-to-back games against a shitty New York Mets team. This offense will continue to struggle. We're not out of the woods with that. But, you know, I don't think that most people thought that either Jesus Made or Fisher was going to come up at all this year. Next year, I think that it would be absolutely shocking not to see both of them at least have a bunch of games up here with the big club.
Yeah, I would just like as to see them both promoted up to AAA Nashville for the end of this year. Partly because I'm selfish because in September they come and play the Durham Bulls, so like to see them one more time. But I'm with you, man. 40 home runs is impressive. Let me so out of I got the Brewers guys in 40 in their career, the 40s that we have. So you already said Prince. You got one off the list. I said Chris Carter. We got two. Can you name the other guys on the list? It's not a lot.
That hit 40 bombs.
40 or more, yes. Prince has a record with 50. He had a 50 home run season in '07 and 46 in '09. Any guesses on anybody else? You want some clues?
No. Who you got?
All right. So the last guy to do it for the Milwaukee Brewers was a guy on the roster right now. Christian Yelich hit 44 and 19.
That's shocking.
I know. We completely forgot. That wasn't that his MVP season though? I believe.
I
So
think
it makes
so,
sense.
yeah.
You have Richie Sexton had two of them, 245 joints, '01 and '03. Stormin Gorman Thomas, 45 and 79. Bronny, 41 and 12. Go ahead. We'll give you the asterisk because I know that's what you want to do.
Nah, I don't care. Shit, let them all take it.
I was right on the Chris Carter, and had Yelly not done it, that would have been the last one because he hit him in 16. How did we forget Yelly? That's crazy. Ben Ogilvy in 80. And here's one from my childhood. My guy, John Jaha, hit 40 and 95, bro.
Wow.
That is Jaha's impressive, bro.
That's very impressive. You know, that list alone, excuse me, sits there and tells you how far this organization has come. Some of those names, and the success that they've had, and they completely sat there and, for the most part, have totally rethought how they win games. It wasn't a whole lot of pitching and defense back then. Now they're pitching in defense. If there was a Brewer player this year that hit 40, I think we'd all lose our shit. It's been a long time, and we don't have anybody who's going to come close again. Yet we still have the best record in baseball. So you know, say what you want about the offensive struggles and about how sometimes it's painful to watch this offense try to perform and all that. You can't argue with the results at the end of the day because all they seem to do is stack wins.
So if Jake Bowers gets to 40 this year, we already got two Jake Bowers jerseys. I can't buy nothing else, Jake. We gotta we'll do something with the cast. So maybe we'll get Pipe to go on. Well, you'd have to do that now if you're gonna get it from China, so it could be here in time for the playoff.
Yeah, I would. Yes, I
We'll
would.
we'll figure something out though. And then you got Jake. So you got Jake Bowers with 23, Bryce Terang with 17. He got a little heater. He could get to 30 maybe. Jack with 17. Wild Bill with 12. Gary Sanchez with 10. He's stuck on 199 right now. You mentioned something about this offense getting ready to struggle though. And we'll do a show tomorrow before the Rangers game, and we'll do a kind of a preview through it. For those of you who don't know, my little godbrother pitches in the Rangers org. So if he was up on the Majors roster, I'd probably have a Rangers hat on now or something like that. But he's not here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to hold it down with the crew. If he gets called up tomorrow, though, I'll be on a plane.
Hell
But
yeah, as you should be.
but they pitch well in Texas. They don't score runs, but they definitely pitch well. So and they're in a playoff fight. So just be ready. Pipe told you they're going to struggle. So you could very well see 2-1 wins, 3-2, and all this stuff, and it's going to be some knockdown, drag out baseball. I haven't even looked at the starters, but we'll give you all that stuff tomorrow. Anyways, we asked people on social media for topics. We haven't got any yet. We're going to put it out on Facebook. So on Facebook, get it in the comments, give us some topics, YouTube or whatever. We did get one for our guy, Aaron. He wants to know, Pipe, when do you begin to shut down players for the playoffs?
No time soon.
Right.
There's still too many games left. And they've already started. The 6-man rotation. That's the reason why they went to the 6-man, and why when we had those 17 games in a row, um, twice, I think, separated by like 10 games. It was 17 straight, then you had 10 games with a couple off days, and then you had 17 straight again. Um,
Two West Coast road trips.
Yeah, that's why the bullpen was in such, terrible shape, which is why, you saw moves that no one saw coming, like DFAing Bryce Wilson and all that kind of stuff, because, they were in such dire straits because of the 6-man rotation and going with one less bullpen arm, that they were forced to make some of the, excuse me, forced to make some of those crazy moves. And so, they've already started. Um, but you can't do it anytime soon, because as soon as we dispatch and sweep the Rangers out of here, then all of a sudden you got 2 weeks of nothing but the Cubs and the Reds. You know, um, you're not going to do it then. You've got a chance now. The Cubs off today, so Brewers now have what, a 7-game lead, I think,
Yep,
in the division. You got
absolutely.
7 games coming up against the Trader and his band of losers. Okay, so you've got a chance to end their season. You know, the Cubs are closer to being knocked out of the playoffs than they are to winning the division. So this is when you want to sit there and say, hey, you know, uh, you might want to sit there and this is when you want to prove that you're big brother and say, oh, you guys are going for a division title. That's nice. Good luck next year, because this year is over and this year is ours. So there's no way in hell I even think about doing anything crazy with the rotation, trying to set up anything postseason until at least, give me another 2 weeks and then ask me the same thing. The Brewers set it up really nice, where it looks like both Henderson and Miz are both gonna, they're gonna pitch in both of the Cubs series, the 4-gamer and then the 3-gamer that follows the series after that. So, everything is lined up well for us to sit there and any kind of hopes and dreams that the Cubs had of taking the division this year, Brewers just now got to get it done.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Right now, we're 3 games up in the loss column with the Los Angeles Dodgers with the tiebreaker, and we are 4 games up on the Atlanta Braves right now. So I'm with you, bro. You can't think about sitting anybody until you lock that up. You got to lock up a bye. You got to lock up the Central Division. But as soon as you get all that locked up, I'm all for it. You did see Jackson Chourio get a night off yesterday. You saw Bryce Terrain get a night off tonight. Wanted to mention that when we were talking about Game 3. He's batting 190 against left-handed pitchers. So good sit by Murphy tonight. Get the kid off his feet. Let him rest up. We do have a long push. So great question, by the way, too, Aaron. And hopefully we'll get to that pretty soon. Hopefully in a couple few episodes, right? Couple few. Welcome to the South.
Yeah, a couple
Two,
two
three.
tree. But yeah, it's coming. It's just you can't do it yet. And
No problem.
again, it was a good thing that the 6-man rotation, because there's so many young dudes. It's not just Miz. It's Henderson. It's Harrison. You're trying to sit there and spread out these innings on these guys. So I wouldn't be against, once you have it all sealed up, the first round bye and the division and all that kind of stuff. Bring Sprout back up here and uh, and have him eat some innings and see what he can do, and see if his time in Nash Vegas has got him figured out and he's learned where the strike zone is again. They're gonna sit there and do something creative. They saw, obviously they had we all had a front row seat to what the Dodgers did last year. And look at that. The Dodgers are doing the exact same thing this year. Um, so, I expect good things. I expect the Brewers to go about it a lot differently than they did last year.
Yeah, let's get to it, and let's get to this championship, man, and let's bring it back, man, and hopefully we're there, man. But nah, that's all I got Brewers for you tonight, man. We gotta get into this real world stuff, man. Real
Okay.
world, road rules, challenge, Big Brother. That's all that stuff, right? That comes into it.
Yeah,
Give me
man,
some.
all those competition reality shows, you could throw Survivor up in there.
There you go.
Traders, another now a modern version, but they just take dudes off older reality shows. But yeah, those competition reality shows, man, that's good stuff.
So give me some of your people that are like that are it. Let me go
Well,
first. I give
yeah,
you
go ahead.
my guy, the garbage man, Leroy. You remember
Leroy
Leroy?
who? What year Road Rules was he on?
Man, now I gotta look this dude up. Go ahead, give me some of yours while I look up the garbage.
All right, see, for me, it's easy because Big Brother just had their 1,000th episode air tonight, and so they had a bunch of the people some of the bunch of the memorable people who sat there and were absolutely awesome at Big Brother. Some won their season, some didn't. So, for me, Big Brother all-time players, you got to pick Janelle. She sat there, and all she did was win and win and win. She came in third place. I think she played Big Brother 4 times. I know she came in third twice. Just an absolute comp beast. All she did was win, and they had to kick her out in third place because they knew that if she was sitting in the final two, that there was no way that she wasn't going to win. So that's why she got kind of on the short end of the stick on both of those seasons. But she's my number one, man. She was just an awesome player, um, and seems like a decent person off TV as well.
Yeah, so Leroy was on Real World Las Vegas 2011. He
Okay.
married Cam Williams, so she's a hot one. So I'll definitely take her. Um, Another one for me, man, was what's her name, Jenna. She was with that little short, real short, goofy looking guy. You want to
Yeah.
fight, dog? I'm in the gym 4 days a week, so I give you. Listen. Anyways, let me be quiet, pipe. I get in trouble. I say too much. Uh, the Miz was a guy that was super dope to me. I'm looking through this because I've forgotten so many people. Was her name? I gotta look it up. I give you a guy that I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, Miz was hilarious.
He
You know,
was okay. He was funny, and then it got old though. Like, he busted that out way too many times, but obviously it worked out because he got himself a wrestling career after the show was over.
yeah, Tammy Roman, I think is her name. The she was on like one of the original ones. She ended up marrying Kenny Anderson at the time for the New Jersey Nets. That dude, what was that dude's name? Pedro that passed away. This is when we were kids, man. Like that was. I remember my granddad came. Never mind. They was talking about something. He's like, man, turn that off. Turn that stuff off the TV. You can't be watching. I was like 12 years old. What was the dude's name? The brother that wore the ball, Cyrus, I think was his name.
I think so, yeah.
He was like the cool dude in the club and stuff. Had all the girls. Uh, you know that dude Puck. They called him an asshole and all that. But I thought he was great for the show because you tuned in to see what was Puck gonna do next, right?
Well, and that's a lot with the casting. That's the reason why they cast a lot of these people because, you know, I'm a big fan of a lot of these reality competition shows, but on all of them, there's more people I do not like than I do like. There's more people I root against, but you tune in because you're rooting against these people so much. That dude Johnny Bananas that was on
Mm-hmm.
all those challenges, total ass. That guy Wes, just an ass. You know, you couldn't root for him, even though I think he was with that girl Johanna or
She
something.
was pretty hot too.
Yeah, she was.
Okay.
Uh,
Sorry.
but yeah,
Quick trouble.
there's a lot of people that you just don't like, but you tune in because you don't like them too. So they do a good job of casting a lot of these seasons.
Did we have any road rules? Real world people from Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, well shit, Sean Duffy, Secretary of Transportation.
He was on Real World.
Now, yep, yep, and his wife now, Rachel, she was on. I think she was on Real World, and he might have either been on Real World or Road Rules. But actually, I think they were on the season together, and that's where they
Boston
kind of met.
90. Boston in '97.
Yeah, and they met. They got married. I think now they got like something crazy, man. Seven
Is
or eight
Rachel
kids.
is Rachel Campos? Is that his wife? Campos?
Yep, Rachel Campos
So
Duffy. She's on Fox News and on the weekends.
so they went to Road Rules All Stars in '98,
Okay.
and then
So their original season had to be like 95 or something.
yeah, that's old, bro. That's a long time ago. It feels like it was just next door. That's the only person from Wisconsin.
Well, those are just the ones that
No, no, no. But
off off the top that I remember.
we didn't have anybody like directly from Milwaukee, man. I mean, the guy Cyrus used to wear his her Celtics jersey all the time.
I do want to say that Xavier from Big Brother, and I
Okay.
don't understand why, because he, even when you asked him what his name was, he said Xavier, which drives me nuts because that's the wrong way to say your fucking name. It's just Xavier, you know. It's all those idiots. Oh, I want to watch Georgetown's playing Xavier today. No, they're not. You freaking idiot. You sound stupid as hell. Um, but he won his season on Big Brother, part of one of the greatest alliances of all time. Just won the award for greatest alliance all time tonight on that show, The Cookout. Um, he won, and I believe he's a lawyer from Milwaukee.
So you had Melinda Stewart. She was a Milwaukee native. She's on Real World Austin and subsequent challenge series. She's a blonde one. Landon Lukic from Madison. He's featured on Real World Philadelphia, completed in several subsequent challenges. And then, of course, your guy Sean Duffy, man.
Okay,
That was probably one of our better ranking. I don't even think we're gonna call it rankings, man. We'll just call it,
memorable people from the
yeah.
past.
Let's call it whatever the hell we want to do. Shit, it's
Yeah,
late. It's way
that
past my
is.
bedtime. We're up here. We're gonna get in trouble, man. You got pipe bomb dropping f bombs about Xavier, Xavier and Xavier and all that other crazy stuff. You want to make a pipe bomb blow up? Pun intended. Say Xavier the wrong way.
Is it, that's a good quick way to make yourself sound stupid.
Wait, what's the wrong way to say it again? I forgot. Xavier or Xavier?
Xavier.
What
It's
is?
just Xavier.
I wonder what that dude from the New Day is. It Xavier? Xavier? I don't know. I mean, what? Hey, real quick before we get out of here, man, is it Oregon or Oregon?
I say Oregon. But there's
Wait,
a whole,
wait, what? Where's again?
you know, hey, you
You
know,
can't you can't bust these people's chops by Xavier and Xavier, and you added new vowels to the word.
yeah, but no one cares about Oregon because it's way out there. That's back in girl hairy armpit land over there. No one cares about them people. Those people are nuts over there. So, that's like it's like half a state, it's not even a real state. So, no one cares how you pronounce that. But it's weird because a lot of the words and stuff like that we used to pronounce certain ways as kids is different now. Countries are different now. Uh,
Give me one.
Qatar. It used to be Qatar. Now all of a sudden it's Qatar. During that soccering thing that they had and shit, Turkey started getting called Turkey. Nah, man, you're a dirty bird that's got no flavor. You're turkey, damn it. I don't know what you're talking about. That's a trash meat, and I don't know why you're
Oh,
trying to change the name of your country. But yeah, there's just it's weird. It's weird. There's you take Pluto away as a planet, everything they're screwing everything up, Justin.
I
Making
just
making an old man freak out.
I just want to apologize to all our Brewers fans on Pluto, all our Brewers fans in Turkey, all our Brewers fans in Qatar, and all our Brewers fans in Oregon as well. Pipe Bomb doesn't mean it. He loves you, and he'll take your sponsorship dollars. By the way, you want to
Of course,
sponsor us?
you
Go ahead
just
and
said
sponsor us.
Oregon.
Hey man, one thing, and we're gonna get out of here because I'm just pulling shit out my ass now. We need a Cream City Curveball beer. We need a Cream City Crossover beer. We need a Cream City Chalk Talk beer. We need a Cream City Media Group beer. If any of you microbreweries in the state of Wisconsin are watching this, you hear the sound of our voice, let's have a conversation. Let's get some Cream City Media Group stuff going, man. And then we can even spin off and do some pipe bomb flavored pipe bomb drink. Cause I think yours got to be a cacao. Get them with it. It can't be just a beer, man. You can't sip it. Gotta go down. Gotta go down fast. No pause.
Hey, yeah, we could definitely sell some drinks on this show. That's for sure. Just the fact that Wisconsin alone, that you're talking money. So, you need us to hawk your stuff. Let us know.
Happy place hemp. Definitely. We could be the poster boys.
Hey, damn right, damn right. What you think I'm about to go do now?
Hey, listen. Like, I gotta take a deep breath so I can get this shit out. Like Trey Crosby tells all of y'all, man. If you like this show tonight, if you like me and Pipe talking about the real world, if you liked us just going back and forth about the Brewers, if you like Pat Murphy and you think Cooper Pratt should have been benched, like the Cream City Curveball. If you think he shouldn't have been benched, like the Cream City Curveball. But more importantly, in the words of Trey Crosby, the guru himself, worst football dude on earth. We'll see you, Cream City Chalk Talk. We throw shade at every show possible at him. But he tells you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell another friend to subscribe to the Cream City Curveball on every social media platform possible. This is a Cream City Media Group production. He called his joint Cream City Curveball. I'm your man Justin down here in North Carolina.
Pipe bomb here, all swagged out in the good land.
Go Brewers.